I'm a spirit channeler and oracle card reader who channels both light and shadow energies in my readings, which means if you're easily triggered, please find yourself another reader. Ascension messages from your past lives. From left to right, card 1, card 2, and card 3. Pause the video if you need some more time to choose, and I will see you in your reading. Hello, Pal 1. Welcome to your reading. So the message that's coming through, the Ascension message that's coming through from your past life, funny enough, or ironically enough, in a past life, I do see that you had a career in the military, most likely the Navy, or there's a small possibility that you could have been a spouse of someone in the military, again, most likely the Navy. But ironically enough, despite this, I'm seeing an issue here in this lifetime where you don't really want to move from the location that you were born in. And the Ascension message just coming from your past life is to not be afraid to move, because I'm seeing some form of happiness and extended happiness and goals and stuff being achieved in a location that is further away from where you were born and where you grew up, where you went to school. Also, you guys may get some sort of a job offer, or your dream job is most likely not in the place that you were born, and or your dream spouse is not in the place that you were born. So something is going to come up, if it hasn't already come up in your lifetime yet, and it's probably going to come up a few times before you actually bite the bullet and get on that train and actually move. But something's going to come up where you kind of hear through the grapevine, or you think a thought pops into your head where you're thinking, maybe I should move somewhere because they have better job opportunities, or a job that I really want is somewhere else, or some kind of other inexplicable reason you feel inclined to get up and move. But you guys seem to have some kind of fear here about movement, about picking up, packing up, and moving to another city. And I really feel like your abundance is across the waters. I split the deck and I got the 9 of Pentacles, which I'm seeing more water here. So there's the Navy, the water, there's the Page of Cups, which is water, there's a 9 of Cups, which is more water, and now in this 9 of Pentacles, there is water in the background. So if it's not just in another city or in another province, you're probably going to have to, or your abundance in terms of financial abundance and emotional abundance and prosperity is most likely going to be maybe across waters as well. So a lot of you guys may actually end up finding a spouse or a dream job who is foreign. And I don't see them moving to you, I see you moving to them. So anyways, in this lifetime, the message that's coming through is that for whatever reason, you have some kind of fear about moving, but your abundance and prosperity and happiness actually lies away from where you were born. So you need to get over this fear about movement, packing up and moving, because I see that being where, again, your prosperity is. So if you ever have some kind of inclining, or you hear about something and you're thinking, maybe I should move, this is kind of your indication to tell you that you need to get over this fear that you have, these reservations that you have. Again, they're stemming from your past life for some reason. It seems kind of oxymoronic, because I do see a lot of movement with the military, either as a spouse or as someone who was actually in the military, but for some reason you have a fear in this lifetime, or you're just way too comfortable. It's more than just comfort. Look, I just pulled the World card. You guys, your prosperity is somewhere else in the world. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say for most of you guys, it's out of the country. It's out of the country that you were born in. So it's a rather large move. So keep that in mind. Something's going to pop up if it hasn't already popped up. That's going to entice you to move, and you need to move. Okay, so those are your messages. I hope that helped you and resonated. Let me know if it did, and I will see you in my next reading. Hello, pal number 2. Welcome to your reading. So the Ascension message from your past life. You guys, most of you guys all had a past life in Atlantis, and during the flood or the extinction of it, you were there, and there was an issue in this past life with channeling negative entities, or channeling entities who were liars, or who didn't have your best interest at heart, and probably didn't have the best interest of your civilization at heart. Because you guys are channelers, I didn't mention that. Psychics, channelers. This is stemming from a past life. So you're able to channel wisdom or channel other entities. I'm seeing like a strong affinity towards channeling non-earth entities, or ascended entities. So you guys would do well in the occult. You have a natural inclination for that. The message that's coming through is that be careful about disregarding or not heeding the advice that's coming from your higher self, and instead heeding the advice that's coming from entities that may not have your best interest at heart. So you have to learn in this lifetime to distinguish between the two, because you're going to have a lot of trickster spirits, or some form of entities who are tricking you, and you need to learn to trust distinguish between that, falsities, or things that are coming that are trying to lead you astray, and distinguish between that and messages that are coming from your soul family, and it's coming from higher versions of yourself, or future versions of yourself, and that sort of stuff. Because had you listened to this in a past life, you wouldn't have had this issue. There was some kind of issue. I'm not going to get into it, but there's some sort of issue with channeling entities you weren't supposed to be channeling. So just be very mindful about who and what you're channeling when you do channel, and learn to heed your advice, like your higher self's advice. So you're going to have a lot of confusion in this lifetime. Like when you're trying to make decisions, it's usually when you're trying to make decisions when you're at a crossroads, where you're going to have like these trickster entities coming around trying to muddle your decision-making capabilities and make you perhaps choose the path that is not really in alignment with your long-term higher self's goals and your soul's longer term goals, and it's not really the path that you're supposed to, that's in your best interest to take. So just be careful about allowing yourself to become confused and confuddled by, again, these external entities. Protect yourself, learn to protect yourself from this. And I use protection, the word protect loosely, because it's not like, I'm not seeing like, it's less to do with trying to protect yourself in like a spell type of way, and more to do with being discerning. You have to learn to be discerning between these two voices, or these multiple voices. So basically you guys have soul-wise, you have some sort of inclination where it comes to like listening to other people who you think are more sage than you, even though you are the sage usually in this group setting. And I'm seeing like in a past life a group setting where even though you were the channeler, you kind of went along with the flow. Like if the people you were around, like you're prone to having bad influences thrusted upon you. So being in groups where you have no business being, and having people influence you down paths, or to make decisions, or to channel beings, or to, again, specifically make decisions that you're not supposed to be making, you have a inclination towards being easily swayed by people and beings. So you need to, your ascension message from your past life is that you need to ascend past this weakness of yours, where you kind of get swayed by people who you believe are know more than you, who are more sage than you, more wise than you, or something like that. So you basically need to listen to your own advice. So if you're like trying to get advice from other people, you may end up confusing yourself even more. And if you're trying to get advice from like tarot, oracle, or like readers and stuff like that, you may end up confusing yourself even more, because your intuition is going to always give you the right answer. But if you're not listening to your intuition and you're trying to get your answers like elsewhere, then that may end up confusing you even more. So discernment, you have to learn discernment when it comes to channeling and your intuition in this lifetime, because anytime you listen to a advice that you're not supposed to listen to, you kind of go down the wrong path. Your life goes wrong. When things go wrong, it's because you made a decision and followed the wrong directions, the wrong advice. And so if you look back on in your life, you can think of different examples where like when things went poorly, if you think about like the decision that you made that caused it to go poorly, that decision was tampered with, if you will, by external entities again. So again, in this lifetime, your ascension message from your past life to learn discernment. Okay, so those are your messages. I hope that helped you and resonated. Let me know if it did, and I will see you in my next reading. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. So your ascension message from your past life is that you need to do better in this lifetime when it comes to choosing romantic partners. And also for some of you guys, in addition to this, family members, like choosing to spend time with negative and toxic and condescending and abusive family members. So in your past life, you guys were victims of domestic violence, domestic abuse, and I'm seeing it trickling over into this lifetime as well. So the message coming through is that you need to choose better, choose yourself above all, choose yourself, choose your children if you have any, and stop aligning yourselves with these toxic and abusive romantic partners, or these emotionally unavailable or unfaithful romantic partners. There's an issue here, like a pattern of you guys choosing romantic partners who are no good for you. And again, this is coming from your past life. And also there's an issue here with some of you guys about family members, you guys putting up with toxic and abusive family members because they're your family. That's another opportunity for you to choose better. So you guys are receiving a lot of opportunities in this lifetime to choose yourself and to choose better when it comes to toxic and abusive people in general. So you have to choose better. So these situations are going to continue to arise until you choose better, and you're going to have to choose better multiple times. So don't be surprised if you're like, why am I always attracting these types of romantic partners? Or like, if you break up with one, then another one who appears to be like almost a carbon copy comes around, and that's the one you end up with. Like if you look back, you'll see like a pattern of your exes. Don't be surprised if there appears to be a pattern, because you must have been taking too long to choose yourself each time. So they come back around for you to like basically choose yourself right off the bat and completely like not even give these people a chance. So you need to get to the point where you're able to block people, where you're able to not even give them a chance. And also keep in mind, I am seeing something with family too. So you need to get to a point where you're able to put healthy distances between you and the toxic family members. And these situations are just going to repeat themselves like patterns. until you, again, choose yourself, and choose yourself promptly and efficiently and wholeheartedly. If you're like kind of partially in, partially out with this, making the right decisions, they're going to keep coming around like a cycle, a pattern. So yeah, those are your ascension messages from your past life. I hope that helps you and resonated. Let me know if it did, and I will see you in my next reading.